So if you go to your binder, and guys, we're starting. Tyler. So go to your binders. I think it's page 4.3. Yeah. So we're going to talk about two types of common errors. The first will be combining clauses, which essentially are just run-on sentences. So that's a very common mistake you see, are run-on sentences. Before we talk about examples that have run-ons, very important we define some terms that you know what a clause is. Clause is simply just a phrase, right? We'll have a subject and a verb. If it's a complete sentence, we call it an independent clause. If it's not a complete sentence, then it's dependent. Typically, when we see two independent clauses in the same sentence, that's when you have a run-on. So 4 ways to combine independent clauses. So this is to alleviate a run-on. Here's some things you can do, because they'll typically put these with improving sentence questions, where they give you a sentence that has a run-on, and you have to fix it. So using a semicolon could be a good idea. Semicolon, by the way, is like a period. Using these words can help. Removing words, sometimes less is more, that can help. Or adding a subordinating conjunction, which we'll talk about what those are in a couple minutes. So those are ways you can fix and run on. The hierarchy of punctuation are following: periods, semicolons, and a comma. So both these can be used to separate independent clauses, but the period's used more often. That's why we call it a full stop. It's kind of like you say a statement, period, then we get a new statement. Semicolon's kind of the same thing, but you use a semicolon instead of a period. For what reason? Why would you want to use a semicolon instead of a period? Go, Ethan?
Because maybe you require a sentence.
Right. Exactly. So basically, the two clauses are related somehow. I think we talk about sentence completions, like use a colon to elaborate on an idea made in the initial part of a sentence. Semicolon does the same thing. And comma, of course, is just more of a brief pause, right? Usually for listing things, or if you're saying blah, 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 but, or although, something, something, then comma. Subordinating conjunctions. So all these right here I call subordinating conjunctions. So basically, it can help make an independent clause a dependent clause, or connect an independent clause and dependent clause together. Yeah, it says if you add one of these, the clause is no longer independent. So that way you lose a run-on, which is what we want to happen. Okay, moving on to page 4.4. So the following sentences have, this one I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on. Yeah, this one has incorrectly combined two clauses. I'll go to the market, then I'll stop by the gym. It is a run-on. It doesn't sound very obvious, but we'll just go with this anyway. So you put a semicolon, right? I'll go to the market, then I'll stop by the gym. So that could work. I'll go to the market, and then I'll stop by the gym. So by adding the word and, that could work. Or you can remove the redundancy, like I'll go to the market and then stop by the gym. Or you can add a word like after. After I go to the market, I'll stop by the gym. Doesn't quite sound like running to me, so let's look at another one. I think one's probably better. Do you see how number one's a run on? The soldiers rushed the battlefield. The soldiers were wounded in the process. So that's clearly two independent clauses right there. Because you have your verb, your noun, subject, your verb, your subject, your verb. So you could say this: the soldiers rushed the battlefield and then semicolon. The soldiers, blah, 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 whatever. Right? So that could work. You could put a semicolon. Or you could say this: the soldiers rushed the battlefield and they were wounded. You guys get the point in the process. So that's, using a comma in the word and. How about C? How can you structure that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. So actually, let me do this. I'll just type it. So you could say the soldiers rushed battlefield This is usually the most common way to fix. The most common revision would be something like that. Or we could say this. After the soldiers rushed the battlefield. Or as, okay. Actually, you know what, I agree with you. No, I like as. As soldiers rushed the battlefield. But, you know, we added that subordinating conjunction, so, okay. Let's look at some of these options here. So where can I add the semicolon for this one? Maybe people don't eat real food that hasn't been processed. Yeah. Then put a semicolon, right? This is causing an obesity problem in America. Or Kind of frustrating sometimes. So many people eat real food that hasn't been processed. And this is causing. So that's kind of the addition. Rare have a comma there. What was that? Oh, I'm sorry.
What is processed food? What that mean?
Processed foods.
It's like bad.
I don't know. Some of that stuff we're eating right now is processed, like chips and candy and.
What is that processed? What does that mean?
Is milk processed?
No.
Processed means like it's not just straight from where it's
Yeah. Like artificial.
Sugar, yes.
is that processed or not?
No. I know if you go like to McDonald's, a lot of that seems kind of like processed. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep it. It's not a nutrition class. So here's another one we could do. Many people eat real food that hasn't been processed. Or many people don't. Okay. So maybe that could work. Causing an obesity problem. Removing the words this is. Or there's another way we could do this. What's going on here? We could say many people don't which is causing. That could work too. So those are some options. So okay. So that covers that stuff. Go ahead and try the next 5 problems on your own. Then we'll talk about it.